What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at what is going to be certainly the most sought after card in the One Piece TCG so far, and I don't think that's even remotely controversial, but also what could well end up being the rarest card that we've seen in the One Piece TCG so far. It's the Oda Luffy. But it's not your traditional Oda Luffy. So over at the Shibuya pop-up, what they've been doing is this thing, like I told you the other day, to get this Gear 5 Luffy Don, where you have to take some pictures and tweet it out with particular hashtags. What they've also been doing, though, is having like these bounty cards where basically they have these cards on posters and they tweet out like a little hint at them. But the actual card itself, as in like the full proper image of the card, is only actually shown, at least initially, when you actually go to Shibuya and find it. And they did that the other day with this, which you may notice is not the standard Luffy. Now, it's very, very close. Same basic artwork, mechanically identical, but there are a couple of differences. Firstly, you'll notice that, the whole border thing's gone. It's a much cleaner, nicer look, and that's lovely. And it just looks like a more premium card. Oh yeah, but then you'll notice Oda's signature's on the card. Yeah. So now we're not just talking about a card that's been drawn by Oda, although that alone was incredibly exciting. And to be 100% clear with you guys, we were not expecting a different version of this card. Like, this card was going to be super duper 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 special. As it was, nobody, and I didn't hear a single person saying this, nobody was expecting a fancy version of this card because it was already a special rare card drawn by Oda. Now we've got another version of it. And like I say, the border's gone. They've actually changed the colours a little bit on the background. They've got kind of a collage of One Piece card game rather than the map back of a card kind of thing going on. And you've got Oda's signature there. Now, the OP05 Luffy, the Oda-drawn Luffy, was already going to be a ridiculously sought-after card, the price of which was going to spike, because it's a proper One Piece TCG card drawn by Oda. That alone was going to make it redonk. Now you're telling me it's not just drawn by Oda, but signed by Oda, and to be clear, we don't know what the pull rates are here, and I'm trying to be very clear about that. I believe it's going to be the rarest card we've seen so far. I don't have any proof of that. I don't know that for certain, but it does seem like a fairly sensible prediction, given, of course, that the Oda regular one's going to be a special rare and presumably going to have a very low pull rate, and this is a signed version of it. Like, other cards other card games have done signed cards. But firstly, those games were not as popular as One Piece TCG, and secondly, this is Oda. And like, the thing about manga is, it's written by, usually one person. I don't know, we've got the anime, which is an adaptation of the manga, but it's not the true story. The true story is in the manga. Everything is Oda. Okay, fine, I think some of the backgrounds aren't done by him, but basically it's written and drawn by him. So you're talking about the person, the one singular person, who is actually responsible for doing this and making One Piece happen with a signed card? Like, there are going to be a few people out there that have no real interest in One Piece as a property and just like it as a card game, and that's absolutely fine. But everybody who has even a passing interest in the game is going to be desperate to get hold of this card. And I do think the pull rates are going to be exceedingly low for this card. This one could get out of hand pretty gosh darn quickly. Obviously, as soon as I have any kind of news about pull rates, etc., I will share it with you. That's the kind of thing I do. For now, just know that this is... it's now definitely the coolest card they've ever revealed. Like, is anyone going to argue with me about that? And it's beautiful, and it's signed, and it's just... I love it. It's also outlined in gold in places where the original card isn't. It's just stunning. But, oh, and actually in terms of the card, remember it is just the one from Starter Deck 1, Starter Deck 1 card 12. It's got Rush and Don X2. When attacking, your opponent can activate Blocker for this attack. As a card, it's fine. It's alright. It's seen a bunch of play. I've seen it popping up in a couple of decks here and there. But we all know at this stage, like, as cool as this card is, and it is a very cool card in terms of playability, no one's playing this version of the card. We've got the one from the starter deck if we actually want to put it in a deck. And I'm sure there'll be some people who have more money than I that will put 4 of this signed card in their deck for a little bit of a flex. But that won't be me, ladies and gentlemen. That won't be me. But there are some alternate arts that have been revealed. Again, we're talking about in the same way. We're talking about the Shibuya pop-up shop. Some posters hinting at the cards. And then the cards actually being revealed. So with the whole free captains thing that's been going on really a lot lately, let's go and have a look. We've had a look at Luffy. Let's go and have a look at Law. Of course, we knew Law was coming. We saw Law the other day. But this is the alternate art of that Law. And I'm just putting it out there straight off the bat. It's Akira Igawa artwork. I think Akira Igawa does phenomenal work with the Pokemon TCG. I think some of the cards they've done are amazing. I think in the One Piece TCG, Igawa is creating the best artwork in the game. I feel very confident saying that. And I just think this game suits his style ridiculously well. It's phenomenal. Obviously, for me, you know, the first one we saw was the Roanoa Zoro from Romance Dawn. That was ridiculous. Although, don't forget, he also did the Dracula Mihawk from Romance Dawn. And we've seen things like the Luffy from OPO2, which was quite cool. It was very cool. There are some others as well. I'm not going to go through the whole list. The point is, Akira Igawa does phenomenal work in this game, and he's gone and done it again. Is the card actually any good? Well, when attacking, if your opponent has got more Don on the field than you, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a Heart Pirates card, and then pop it into your hand. It's one of those searching cards that we've seen a million times before, only here it's not a 1 cost that works when you play the card. It is a big, decent attacker that activates every time you attack, as long as your opponent's got more Don than you. But again, bearing in mind this is a purple card. The alternate art kind of looks blue because, you know, colorblind and all that. But the color wheel is there. I love the color wheel in this game. It makes me happy because it stops me making dumb mistakes. But remember, one of the things purple decks do so well is shuffling their cards back into their deck, their Don cards into the Don deck all the time. So it's pretty likely, honestly, that your opponent will have more Don on the field than you, and then you get to search every turn, and that seems pretty gosh darn fun to me. Now, another one they've gone and revealed, again, I feel like we should just stick with the free captains theme for a while. That just seems very, very appropriate. We've seen the reveal of Captain Eustace Kid. Again, this is a card that we, you know, knew was coming. We saw it was coming. We saw the regular version of the card a little while ago, and now we've got this version of it with the alternate artwork. It's not Akira Igawa, which makes me a little bit sad. But it is actually phenomenal artwork nonetheless, which makes me pretty gosh darn happy. Yeah, remember, at the moment in the One Piece TCG, the free captains, there's just a thing going on at the moment, alright? They're celebrating them. I think we should be alright with this. This is the one, the 5 cost, 6,000 power counter plus 1,000 with blocker. And activate main once per turn. When you return a Don card from your field to your Don deck, you get to add a Don to the field active. Really good. Like, really good. Properly good. Because, again, you've got your Don minor skills here. So, use a Don minor skill. Don goes back into your deck. But then this activates. Don comes back out. And round we go. Clearly, the big story here is the signed alternate art special rare Luffy, which is absolutely ridiculous, frankly. But these other alternate arts are pretty gosh darn good as well. And I was like, hey, we've got a bit of a free captain's theme going on. Let's embrace it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching What's He Plays.